Good morning, everybody. Okay, I'm getting my computer set up so I can see. I hope everybody's having a good day. It's been crazy here the past day. I have some exciting news. I got a puppy. So I'm so excited. I have it was the original puppy that I wanted. And I never heard back from the lady. Well, she's had a lot going on. She's in the process of moving. She's had 4 litters of puppies and everything. So I decided, okay, I'm not going to get anywhere. So I started looking at other places. And then somebody told me, you should send her a text. I had already emailed her. I'd sent her a message on Facebook. And with everything she had going on, she saw the emails come in, but she didn't have a chance to check them. So when I sent her a text, she said, yes, I saw the emails. I will get back to you by the weekend, before the weekend was over. So she called me, or she sent me a text yesterday and said, I'm free to chat if you want to. So we chatted for quite a long time. We have a lot in common. Surprisingly, she lives in Virginia and is moving to North Carolina. I lived in Maryland and moved to North Carolina. I put my dog Bijou down in January because of kidney failure. She lost a dog the other day to kidney failure. So we kind of bonded and we shared, some other stories about our lives and things like that. She asked if I'd had pets before. I think what they want to see is, are you aware of the financial commitment you're making when you get a pet? And, Bijou had to have knee surgery. That was not cheap. Then she went blind. So I took her to an eye specialist. That was not cheap. So I'm familiar with those kinds of things. The knee was early in life. The other knee would pop back in. So we were fine. But, the one popped out and wouldn't go back in. So that's why she had to have surgery. And then, going blind and the kidney failure was old age. I'd had her 13 years. So I'm looking forward to this new little one. She's an entirely different coloring than Bijou, which is what I wanted. So I'm in the process now of trying to find a name for her. Bijou was French for jewel. Papillon is French for butterfly. So I kind of wanted a French name and leave it to my daughter. Oh, she's so good. She went looking yesterday and she came up and sent me a whole list. Well, not a whole list. There's like maybe 8 names that were all French. And the one that she liked the best and my other daughter liked the best, it's Tache, but it's pronounced Tash, and it means mark or stain. Well, the little girl has a mark, like a thumbprint on her forehead, and she has a mark on her butt where her tail is. So they both liked it, I think, for that reason. I'm still toying with names. So if you have any French names that are cute, like I said, Bijou meant jewel, and she was my little jewel. So, this little one is so precious and cute and cuddly. So I'm looking for French names if you got any good ones. A lot of people have said Belle, Bella, that is, that's a common name. I want something different. Nobody had Bijou. And so I'll be looking for a new name. So send them my way if you got any. She is adorable. I will post pictures. She sent, the lady I'm getting her from sent me pictures yesterday. So I have current pictures of her. So, all right, you got a few seconds before I get started. So if you don't have your drink, grab it and let's get started, because I've got quite a few people in here and I'm so glad and excited. Thanks for coming in. All right, I'm going to move my tea to the other table, because if I don't, I will turn it over and ruin my project. All right. last week I did, I don't know what you call it, a pocket folio for Remy. Today, I'm going to do a pocket folio for Zoe. Now, I will tell you, I am using retired product. Zoe is very much into mushrooms right now. So I pulled out my pattern paper from last year, the gnome one. This is Storybook Gnomes, and I'll be using some of that on here to make some of the pieces. I'm not going to make those today. I will show you what it looks like, but I did pull out the Kindest Gnomes and I stamped this image and I used the dies to cut it out. And then the Friendly Gnomes, I stamped this one. So they'll be there somewhere. Hi, Joy. All right, so here's what you need to do today's project. And this is another one from Septaria 18. I think she's on YouTube. I watch a lot of her stuff because of it. Okay, you need a piece of pattern paper. And this was, Garden Impressions, I think, from quite a few years ago. And I saved it, this piece, because of the mushrooms on it. I don't think I have anything else left. But you need a piece that's 6 by 6. So then I had to go looking for patterns that will go with it. So I chose this one, which is 3 3/4 by 5. Now this is Garden Green from our new pattern papers. This one is the opposite side of this. This is my cover, and it needs to be 3 by 5. And then I need a little tiny scrap that's going to help make my closure, and it needs to be 1.5 by 3. So that's what I'm using today. So I'm going to start with my 6 by 6 piece, and this is going to make an envelope. So I'm going to pull that off. All right. And I want my scoring tool, so let me get it up there. I'm going to use my trimmer. You want to have this with the cover face down. All right. And you want to score it at 1 inch. All right. And hopefully this is correct when I flip it, that it won't be, the mushrooms won't be upside down. Let me stop and think. This is going to come over and this is going to, no, I think it'll be okay. 1 inch. All right. I didn't think of that. And then 4.5 inches. All right. So I've got that piece scored. Then we're going to rotate it, and we're going to score it at, I think I need to do it this way. I think. We'll find out. If it doesn't, I may be grabbing another piece. 1 inch and, oh no, 1/2 inch. See, I've already messed up. Okay, let me grab another piece. I have a bunch of these, so I'll use those. I should have known to grab another one. All right, so face side down, 1 inch, and score 4.5 and score. I have notes. Rotate, and at 1/2 inch, and this is going to be tricky. All right, I've got to hold it in place and score it at 1/2 inch, and then 5.5. And this may be wrong, but we'll find out. All right, so there's that scoring done. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to fold, because I have to. All right, let's see. This is the piece that I want to cut out the corners. Let me flip it over. No, it's not any better to see the score lines there. I'm going to have to, let me go ahead and fold it, because then I can see the score line. All right, so I'm cutting out this little piece here. And then I'm going to cut out this corner. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to cut out this piece and this piece. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I've got that. Now what I want to do is I want to corner around these two corners. So I'm going to put this in my retired corner rounder, and I can see I didn't get that corner very good. So I'll get it. All right, let me cut this. I missed the score line altogether. There, that's better. And then to get those corners, I'm going to fold this back and I'm going to insert it and do that side and insert it again. All right, it's acting up on me. And do that side. Okay. And then down here on this side, I'm going to fold it again so I can see it. You're actually going to cut out the score line. So you're going to cut it at an angle. So to make it easy, I'm just going to fold it and I'm going to trim that out, but that's what you want. I think it's easier if you do this, especially if you can't see your score lines. All right, so there's what it should look like. All right. Now, the next thing I have to do is, let's see, I didn't score these or burnish these lines. So I'm going to go through and burnish all my lines. And she did something, and I don't know if I like what she did, so I'm going to modify it. These pieces get in. She folded this up and then these to the back and attached it to the back like so. But I don't know if I like that showing there. So I'm going to try something. I don't know if it'll mess it up. I'm going to try and attach my pieces here like this. So we'll see if it works. If not, I'll be grabbing another piece and I'll do it later after the video. All right, so I'm going to fold this up like so. And there's my pocket. All right, or my envelope, my little envelope. I know it's short, but that's okay. And it is upside down. Guess what? I might just flip mine and have it go the other way. Hey, Betty Ann, we'll see. All right, now I need to work on the cover. And this is my cover. And I need to score it at 2.5. Let me get my trimmer out, put it in at 2.5 and score it. And then I need to round the corners on the short side on this little tiny piece. So I'm going to stick it in, round those, and this gets folded back like so. All right. This will be interesting. This piece, we don't do anything with this because this piece gets attached here, but that is too big. That's too big. Huh. Because this piece, well, I should have scored it on the other side. All right, the inside's just going to be upside down. That's all there is to it. So this piece goes in here, but see, it's too big. It hangs over and it's not supposed to. Let me go back and look at the next one. All right, I'm looking at her video to see. Okay. She rounded the corners. Oh, and now I rounded them right. 2.5. Maybe this piece needs to be scored at 2.5. Let me try that. Like I said, let me try this one at 2.5. And I have more, so if I mess up, I can get it. And then this gets folded back, but these pieces get rounded. All right. And then this gets glued down, but she's using her. All right. All right, I haven't seen where she put this piece. Let me back up some. She used this piece. She had her measurements backwards. This should be here. And this piece, I'm going to put here. All right, hang on. Okay. She put this piece here and this here. So this needs to be cut down because this piece is on the front. This is too big. If it goes in here, it should not be. Let me back it up and see how wide. It's just too wide. All right. Okay. It covers up this. Hang on. Give me a minute. I'm going to cut this right about there. I think this piece should have been 3. And this goes on like this. All right, so I need to glue this because I'm making a pocket. I'm going to flip it around because my hearts are upside down. All right, so I'm going to glue this down. I think I am. All right, there it comes. It did not want to come out. All right, and I may need to add more glue later. All right, so I've got that. Now this piece goes on here like so. So I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going to glue the whole thing down. I'm not worried about a pocket. I would rather have it more stable than to have that little tuck area. I can always put something on there. So that's what we have so far. This is a tuck pocket. I can always put a little pocket over here if I want it, but that's what I have. All right. Joy, I got it from Septaria 18 on YouTube. I watch a lot of her things. She was the one that I did when I did last week that had it. So this is what we have so far. So you can open this up and I'll put another little pocket over here or some decoration or whatever. I've die cut this. So I'm going to put this on the front and I may change it and put that here, but I will go ahead and color it so you can see. And then I've got this pocket here. So there's lots of pockets in here and I'm not going to do all of it. today, decorated. I just wanted to show you how to make it so that you could go through and use it. Now I am going to use colors that go with, this is Poppy Parade. So I've got this that's Poppy Parade that I'm going to color, or not color, but use my alcohol marker. And I'm going to do some quick coloring. And I'm going to go around this way. And I have a tendency to flick them together so that it kind of blends. And it's okay if it doesn't blend perfectly. All right, now, the mushroom itself is crumb cake in here. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to use this one for underneath, because the underneath side of a mushroom is usually lighter. And then I'm going to take the middle one, which is crumb cake itself, and I'm going to take and color that in. All right. Zoe is into volleyball, so I will do a volleyball to stick into hers because I have a volleyball stamp. All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the inside of the door light. I'm going to do the whole thing. And then the outside framing, I'm going to do dark. So I'll go around the frame here, just because it'll give it some accent and interest. I'll do the little doorknob. That's cute. All right. And I'm going to do my windows. So I'm outlining my windows. It's just those little things that make it stand out. All right, so there's the one mushroom. This one is going to be a tuck pocket. So I'm going to color it very similar, but different. All right, now this I'm going to color with the light, these little dots on top. This is one of the images. I think this one is, what is this one? This one is the Friendly Gnome, in the Friendly Gnome set. I was so sad when they retired both of these. And I, like not paying attention to what I was doing, I have 2 sets of the dies. So if you have this set and you want the dies, let me know, because I have them. I'm going to be posting some retired pattern DSP, pattern paper, whatever you want to call it, and some old paper pumpkin kits that I never got made, and just some cards. I've got too much stuff. I've got to get rid of it. So I'm gonna get rid of some of this stuff so I can have room for new stuff. So there's that. Then I need this one. And I went with the colors in the paper. There is a Mango Melody, but I didn't find a mango that I particularly cared for pattern paper. So I didn't, oh, I forgot to do my door. I didn't use that. I went with the garden green paper. So, and this can be done in any paper that you have. I just chose to use the mushrooms for Zoe. And this will get sent out to them in about 2 weeks. Now, these are pebbles down here. So I did pull in my pebbled path marker to color those. And then I pulled in my garden green alcohol marker, and I'm gonna do this. And those are actually flowers. So I've got to find a color for the flower. I don't want to use mango. Maybe I'll use poppy for the flower just to tie it all together. There's not a lot of poppy on here. All right. Okay, so there are my images. Hi, Linda. All done and cut. And then, like I said, I was going to put this on here, but since I messed up, I think I'm going to put that one there. This is a tuck, so it can go in here. I'll do something on the front, and this is going to be tied together with ribbon. I got to find it. And then I can tuck some things in here. So that's what I plan to do. I'll go ahead and put this one down because I don't want to lose it. And then I got to find a piece. You know, I can stamp some sentiments on here. I can find a piece to put this on. Let's see what crumb cake looks like. I don't know if I'll use it. Yeah, I like that. All right, this square is 2.5 by 2.5. So I'm gonna make this 2 3/4. 2 3/4. I don't think I have any poppy ribbon. I got to get some. I'll grab my. Okay, so there's that. That can go get tucked in there. The volleyball is black and it's going to be stamped in black. And then I'll punch it out. I'm going to use the 1-inch circle punch. I use the same one that I used the soccer ball for Remy. I'm looking for a scrap piece of paper. Here we go. So let me stamp her volleyball. Both girls are now playing on traveling teams, so I'm going to go home one weekend and both girls have a game because Saturday, this might be too small. No, it's not. Barely fits on there. Zoe plays on Saturday and Remy plays on Sunday. So I will take one weekend and go home and see both girls' games. Oh, pooh, I was going to punch a piece of gold to put behind this with my punch, but it's downstairs because I was taking pictures. And I'll tuck that in probably over here with some other things. So just be aware. Mine's upside down, but that's okay. I can, like I said, it's my prototype. They get a lot of stuff like that. So I will punch that out of it's from the Inked and Tiled. It's the star-shaped one, and I'll put this on there in gold. And I'll tuck that in there. And then I'll tie it all up. And I'll put some kind of cute little thing on the front. I might do one of the gnomes in here, and I might find, oh, I know what I was going to do. I've got this paper, so I can do something with this. I mean, I could do a square and put something fun saying on there. I do have the dies cut out these, so I've got that. A lot of this was winter paper, so I've got this cute little piece here. So I've got some, and I saved it because this has got mushrooms on it. I've got lots here I can use. to make some stuff. I will post this when I get it all finished on my Facebook page, and I'll take pictures so that you see it closed, opened, and open, so you see all the pieces to it. I'll take the pieces out and show you, just like I did for the other one. I think I posted it here, but if I didn't, I can. I know I put it on my blog, so it might be coming up. All right, so there we go. There's our project for today. Oh, thanks, Betty Ann. I appreciate the hearts. It is cute. I think, oh, you know what? I'm not done. Dang. Hold on, I'm not done. This piece is going to make my tab, and I have to score it at 1 inch. Nothing like forgetting it. See, it was set aside. And then I'm going to corner around the short pieces, which is this little piece over here where I love this corner rounder. I'm never getting rid of it. All right, and then this gets folded back because I want the stripes. And since mine is backwards, oh, she rounded all 4 corners. Okay, hold on. I'm going to go ahead and round this side. I guess because it shows. All right, get that thing out of the way. And then this is going to go on here like so. But did she put it? Let me. No, she didn't go all the way in. So just slightly. Let me go back a little bit and see where she put the glue. I know there's some here, so I'll put some here. Okay, there she's putting the glue on. And then the sides. Okay, so she's put glue here. And then here. All right. And then it goes on the front. Like I said, mine opens backwards because I did it wrong. I'm gonna pick this up. And it goes on like this. And you're leaving a little bit out. You don't want it all the way to the edge because you're going to punch a hole here. And that's how you tie it closed. You punch a hole and you run your ribbon through there. So it goes like this and like that. And if you do it the correct way, it would go like this and like this, but I modified. Typical for me though, but that's it, you live and learn. Zoe's was easy. I mean, Remy's was easier to do. This was a little bit more involved, but remember, if this piece has a direction to it, my outside, it didn't matter, but if the inside has a direction, you might need to reverse it. So that's the thing. I would say if it has a direction, score the short side on the left because this piece is longer, and that piece have it on the right. And then that way you've got it the right way. And see, I had already done this, so there was no change in that. But that's okay. It's one of those things. All right, I'm going to get ready and spotlight my face. There we go. And I'm going to get this out of my face. She's got lots of little pockets and everything. This is such a cute idea if you want to send it to someone with pieces they can use on their card or as encouragement. You can put all kinds of sentiments in there. So there's today's project backwards, but I've modified and straightened it out. Just to let you know, I will not be here next weekend, next Saturday. I have to go to Maryland. I have some papers I have to sign. So I will be going to Maryland. I don't know if I'm driving myself, if I'm going with Doug because Barb has to go down to see Emily, or if I'm flying with Doug. So it could be interesting. I might have some stories to tell the week after, but so I won't be here next Saturday. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Take some time and get crafty, especially if it's very, very hot where you are. Be very careful in the heat. It's very easy to get overheated and you don't want that. So thanks for coming in and spending a little time with me. I always appreciate it. And I will see you in 2 weeks if I don't see you next Wednesday on YouTube. Have a great weekend. Bye.